Hi everyone, welcome to New Hampshire Knits. I am Rebecca, your host, and if you are new here, welcome. If you have been around a little while, welcome back. It is January 2nd. Yeah, 2nd. This video is a little late. I was going to do it on the solstice, but I was a little bit busy. Was that the 21st or the 22nd? I was driving down to my sister-in-law's in Virginia for Christmas with the family. So I didn't end up being able to record. So here we are, and Happy New Year. I have a lot of finished objects. I have a new craft to show you. I hope that this is working. I think it is. And yeah, let's just get into it. My dog's chewing a bone. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's really loud and kind of annoying. Can we not do this now? Here, have that. That's soft. Okay, so let's get into it. I'll start with what I'm wearing. This is a sweater. Now I've messed up because my phone is recording and I need it to see things, but that's okay. This is the Poly something sweater by Krupa Knits. And again, I will have a link below to my Ravelry projects and everything's listed there. So if I forget things, I apologize. I know I said last time that I was going to try to edit more, but truthfully, I haven't had a chance to really learn how to do the editing stuff, and I really don't know how to do it on my phone. I'm sorry. So anyway, yes, this is my sweater, the Poly something sweater. And this is what it looks like. So this is a round yoke colorwork sweater, and I knit this in, this is Valley Yarns, I believe the Northampton. It's just their 100% wool, not superwash, DK, and this is an Ocean Heather. And this yarn is a merino that I hand spun myself. And I will talk about that. So I'm not gonna, since I last recorded, I did go to Rhinebeck. I'm not gonna do a Rhinebeck recap. Unpopular opinion, I hate Rhinebeck recaps. I don't care. If you didn't get to go, it sucks and I don't want to rub it in your face. And if you got to go, you know what was there. So I'm not going to do that. But I am going to show some things that I got because that's relevant. So one of the things I got is a Daedalus Starling electric spinning wheel. And I will show it to you. Excuse me, sneezes. I probably should have taken this out before, but I didn't. So I have been very interested in spinning for a little while. I attempted it on an Ashford. Excuse me. Sorry. I borrowed an Ashford kiwi from a friend and started learning a little bit how to spin, and it was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, she moved away and took it back. I did struggle with the treadling, so I then started getting interested in getting an e-spinner. And Kevin from Needles at the Ready got this Daedalus Starling last year at Rhinebeck, and I've been watching his spinning journey. And so when I saw them at Rhinebeck this year, I decided to just do it. So this is the Starling by Daedalus. It's really nice. It's very light. It is not their smallest wheel. They have smaller wheels, and they have they have a travel wheel. But this, with the power cords and 3 bobbins, which goes on here, all fit into a nice little rolling backpack, so I can travel with it fairly easily. I have taken it to our Stitch and Bitch group at Starbucks, and it's really no big deal to travel with. So if you don't want to have a travel wheel and a regular wheel, or you just want an all-purpose wheel, I think this is great. This was not inexpensive. There are cheaper ones out there, but the quality of this is unbelievable. You get like a lifetime guarantee on some of these parts, and the people over at Daedalus have been unbelievably supportive. When I went to buy it, they were just so great. I said to them, I have no idea what I'm doing, and they helped me pick things out. They gave me all kinds of tips and tricks, which were so useful when I first started. And they have great support. And they even have a private Facebook group where there's a lot of support and encouragement from other users. So I cannot say more great things about Daedalus, and in particular this wheel. I haven't tried any of their other wheels, so I don't know. They did just come out with the Dove, which is a less expensive wheel. It's more in the price range of the Eel, if you're familiar with that, and you're interested. It's a good intro wheel. I think it's similar size, but they've kind of reduced the weight and the complexity of some of the pieces to make it more affordable if you're looking to get into spinning. So if the price point of the Starling is out of your price range, definitely check out the Dove. And they have several other wheels as well. There is, I can't remember the name of it, but they do have a smaller travel wheel. And I really want it for no reason. I just told you I can travel with this fairly easily, but I think it's cool. Anyway, so I got a spinning wheel at Rhinebeck. That being said, a bunch of my finished objects are spinning projects. So let's put this guy over here. And I will show you this. So in my finished object, what I'm wearing, like I said, this pink I spun myself. This is a merino that I got from Walnut Hill Farms, I believe. She is on Etsy. I've gotten a bunch of stuff from her, and I absolutely love it. So that's this one. And here it is. Most of my spinning has been working up to about a DK weight, and I also find that because it's hand spun and I'm still new at it, there's like lots of thick and thin spots, and it's kind of fluffy, so I've really been able to use it for a bunch of different things. One of my other FOs was this pretty yarn here. This is also a merino. This is from Dirty Girl Fibers, and I knit this hat with it. This was the first thing I knit with my hand spun, and I really didn't know what to expect because, like, you can see, one, like I said, it's hand spun. You're gonna have thick and thin spots. Also, being kind of a newbie, I'm not very consistent yet, so I did not know what to expect when I started knitting this. I knit this hat for my stepson, and it came out great. Like, I'm knitting it thinking this just looks like yarn. I need to be less crazy about spinning the perfect yarn. It's never going to be perfect. It's not supposed to be. It's hand spun. So anyway, I knit this hat. Again, it'll be on my Ravelry page. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a free pattern, and it's like a watch cat beanie type of hat. Oh no, wait, I lied. This is a Purl Soho pattern. So again, it'll be on the Ravelry page. Free Purl Soho pattern. I liked the 3 points of decreases, thought it was cute, and I think it knit up really pretty. Unfortunately, he tried it on and he said it was a little tight, which I was shocked because it fits me. So I actually have to make him another one. I might cast that on this weekend. And I have more than enough to make another one. I don't know, maybe this will go to someone else, or I'll keep it. Yep, so that's that. What else do we have? Oh, this one's also from Walnut Hill Farms on Etsy, and this one is called Rhubarb Crumble. Some of them have names and some of them don't. This one did. This one did too, but I can't remember it. But this is called Rhubarb Crumble, and I love this so much. And it has these little tweedy bits in it. I don't know what this is going to be yet. I was thinking fingerless mitts, but I just made a pair, which I'll show you in a minute. It's just so pretty. I love it. This is Polworth. I love learning all the different breeds, and I'll show you a book I bought. I'm so excited about it. Oh, this is also a merino. Love. And then this one. Oh my God, how pretty is this? I got this one at Rhinebeck also from the Loop booth. And this one was a little, pretty much all of these are about 4 ounces. This one is 6 ounces. So it was a little more expensive. Also, it's from Loop, and it's a beautiful merino. It is insanely soft. So this one was pricey. This was like $60 for the fiber, but it came in such a beautiful packaging. It was very well prepared and worth it. This was the first merino I spun. So one of the pieces of advice, if you're a spinner, this is probably old hat news to you, but as a new spinner, the people at Daedalus told me not to start with merino because it's a shorter staple and it's slick, so it can be hard to learn on. And I should start with like a blue face Leicester or something like that. So I did buy, I bought a blue face Leicester. No, it was something else. I can't remember. I think I do have it actually. Hang on. Aha. Okay, so beep, beep, beep. The first yarn I spun, well, hold on, back up. I don't want to get into that. Let me finish talking about this one. So anyway, this is beautiful. I love it so much. There is definitely lots of thick and thin spots. There's some spots where I definitely overspun it, but I don't even care. There's also some stellina in here. I don't know if you can see it, like the little bits of glitter. It's not much, but it's really pretty. And it's super fun. I was thinking about doing a little mini shawl type of thing with this, like the Jaunty by Andrea Mowry or the Sophie shawl, not the Sophie scarf. That's annoying. By Petite Knit, something that I could do like a one skein thing with. I also consider doing color work with it, but I think I really just want these colors all by themselves. So that's that. So the first thing I hand spun was this awful, disgusting monstrosity. This is not BFL. It is something else. I cannot remember. But I'm not going to say where I got it at Rhinebeck, but I'm not going to say who I got it from because I believe after spinning all this other yarn, oh, I left one of those downstairs. I'll see if I can get it. But anyway, I think, one, I was new to using an e-spinner, but, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but, after trying all these other yarns prepared by other people, I think one of the big issues with this yarn, look at it, it's a mess. It looks all felty and gross. I think this was very poorly prepared. It was a mess of a yarn, of fiber. There was lots of felted bits in it. You can see some of these bits that are really thick. It's not just because I couldn't spin it. This is a big chunk of felted wool. that was in the fiber. So this didn't go so well. And I bought quite a bit of it, but I'm glad it was cheap and I wanted something to practice on. So I still have it, but I'm never going to use this. This is a disaster. There was one other skein I got from Walnut Hill Farms that was like purples and teals and a ton of stellina, and it was gorgeous. And I gave that to my friend Karen. So yeah, I have been truly loving spinning and going crazy. So one of the things I kind of felt after I finished all these single skeins, I kept saying, well, there's only so much I can do with single skeins of yarn, right? Like even when I buy yarn from the store, I make a point not to buy random single skeins because I end up just having them in my stash forever and I don't know what to do with them. There's only so many hats and gloves I'm going to make and wear. And so I decided to buy a sweater's worth of wool. I bought 2 pounds of BFL from Walnut Hill. Again, I really love her fiber. It's really well prepared and the price is really good. She's on Etsy. I will try and link that below as well. This was an undyed BFL in a light brown, so it was a blend of brown, gray, and white BFL natural colors, and it's gorgeous. I will go grab it. I spun 8 skeins of it, 2 pounds, 8 skeins, somewhere in a DK worsted weight, and I am planning to knit a cable sweater with it. I think it might be the Moby by Petite Knit, but I'm not positive yet. Long story short, I'm very excited. So I am going to attempt to pause this and go grab a skein. It is drying, so I'm just going to grab one. So hang on one second. Okay. Yay, the pause worked. All right, so this is the BFL. This is still a little bit wet. If you don't spin, FYI, you basically have to block it after you spin it. It helps set the twist and looks really nice. So this is the BFL, and it's this kind of light brown color, and you can see it's all different shades. This is natural, not dyed. And it smells so sheepy. I love it. So I have 8 of these, and I'm very excited about it. It did not take me long to spin, and I think the consistency is getting better, and I'm just so excited. So this will eventually be a cable sweater. So those are all my spinning FOs. And along the vein of spinning, I also got, we do Christmas and Hanukkah in my house. So for Hanukkah, I got this book, Spinner's Book of Fleece. And it's all about the different types of fleece and what they're good for. So I have been reading all about that, and it's very, very interesting. Look at the sheepies. Yeah, so it even talks about like what types of wools work best for what kinds of plying and how to make comb top and all of this stuff. She really advocates for preparing your own wool, like buying a straight up fleece and prepping it all start to finish. I don't know if I want to do that, but whatever. Okay, so moving on to knitting FOs. So let's see, let's start with this one. This is the Lulu Slipover by Petite Knit. And it's this super cute little pullover. In the pattern, it has a turtleneck, but I wanted to be able to wear this with collared shirts. So I didn't do that. I did just a regular 1x1 rib collar with an Italian bind off to match the armholes and the hem. So these are all 1x1 with an Italian bind off. And I like this little seaming kind of detail at the back here. I thought that was really pretty. And then it has a double knit button band on the side. So there are instructions in the pattern for how to do this with the buttonholes, but I cheated a little because I feel like I don't need to unbutton this ever to put it on. I mean, the holes are huge and it's a good size thing. So instead of doing the buttonholes, I just did double knitting on this side and double knitting on the other side, and then I sewed the button bands together with the buttons on top. So these are just sewn together. The buttons don't come off. It works. Yeah, that side too. So yeah, this is my Lulu slipover. It was kind of balled up in a drawer, so it's a little wrinkled, but I really, really like it. This was knit with Debbie Bliss Cashmerino DK and Valley Yarns, whatever their silk marine mohair is, I can't remember. I used this on, I think, my Simple and Simple sweater. If you remember seeing that, it was red with the gray mohair marled in, really pretty. So that's what this is. And yeah, it's really soft. I really like it. It's really warm, which I wasn't expecting because the Cashmerino DK does have a bit of acrylic in it, which I wasn't expecting. I didn't even realize it till I started knitting this. And I was surprised because it was a cashmere and merino blend and it wasn't cheap and it turns out to have a lot of acrylic in it, but whatever. It came out really nice, it drapes really nice, and it's really warm, even for a pullover with no sleeves. So I really like that. My next FO, how cute! This is the King Salmon sweater by Caitlin Hunter on Boyland Knitworks. And oh my god, I love this so much. If you don't know, I don't like fish. I don't fish, I don't eat fish, I don't even really like to swim. I'm a land creature, but I just thought this was so stinking cute, I had to have it. So this is also Valley Yarns in the Northampton. And I think the colors are light gray and olive heather. Again, it's in Ravelry. And I don't really have much to say about this. I followed the pattern. I really like it. I know there were some people who didn't like how deep the yoke was and how that fit. I don't have any issues with it. And I don't know, a round yoke sweater, no matter how deep it is, tends to be flattering on me, so it's fine. But yeah, I really, really, really like this sweater, and it's really cozy and adorable. So yay, King Salmon. And what else? What else? What else? I think that's it for sweaters. Oh, no, that's a whip, not an FO. Okay. So one of the other things I did for Christmas was I did the Onling Yarns advent calendar, and they are Danish, I believe. So they do the Scandinavian advent where you light a candle on the 4 Sundays before Christmas. That's how they do their advent. And so it was 4 projects, 4 patterns with 4 quantities of yarn for those projects. And they released 1 pattern each week during advent. So the first one was this shawl. How pretty is this? I wish I could tell you the name of it, but I don't remember. But I really love these little cables. I think it's so cute. This is their merino fingering weight yarn. I think it's their Onling number 4. And it's only, it was just over 2 balls of yarn. So the balls of yarn are 50 grams. So yeah, it was, yeah, just over 100 grams. I still have a decent amount of the third ball left. And it was funny because I was knitting it and this kind of all blended into the stockinette, and I was getting worried that I either was doing something wrong or it just wasn't going to look like it did in the picture. But once I blocked it, these little cable bow details really popped out, and I love it. Again, this was sitting in a ball over where I keep all my mittens and scarves and things, so it's a little wrinkly, but it's super soft. This is my first time ever using onling yarn. I've been eyeing it for quite a while and never quite pulled the trigger, and this time I did, and I loved it. And each of these projects came in a cute little bag. So I have a couple of them here. So this is the first one. Yarn, cheaper than therapy, more satisfying than chocolate. I don't know if I agree with that. And then the second one came in, yarn is my yoga mat, needles my mantra. I don't know where the third one is. And then the fourth one is in this bag. It's a whip that I just cast on. So I'll show that to you in a little bit. So yeah, this shawl was the first pattern for the Onling Advent calendar. And yeah, I really like it. Really soft. Very pleased with the yarn. Would definitely buy it again. And I got to try out the different weights of yarn. So all of these projects were the Onling Merino in different weights. So this was fingering. Second week, the pattern was this hat. And this was the DK. Love this hat. It's like this antler cable pattern, but they incorporated the decreases into the cable, so the way it just decreases perfectly was unbelievable. And then there's these cute little cables in the brim. This was really fun to knit. I really, really enjoyed it. This was, like I said, a DK, and it's, I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of a grayish olive green. I don't know if my camera's freaking out right now, but yeah, it's really cute. I don't remember if there was multiple sizes, but I don't think so. And I will say this hat is a tiny bit small. If I did it again, I would not do a folded brim. I think it would be better without it being folded, which I can still wear it that way, but you lose the cable detail on the brim if you unfold it. It does fit, but it like just barely covers my ears like a watch cap style, and I can wear it when I'm like running errands, but I can't wear it when I'm walking the dog. It doesn't cover my ears enough. But it's really, really pretty, and I just absolutely adore it. This was a great pattern. The second one, I didn't actually make the pattern. So the second pattern was a pair of mittens that matched this hat. Now, you didn't get to know what the patterns were ahead of time. You just knew that there was going to be a shawl, a hat, mitts, and a little color work bag project, which I'll get to. So I picked all different colors to just try them all out, not thinking that anything would be matching. The gloves, the mittens for the third week matched the hat. And I had bought a different yarn, a different color yarn completely. And I don't know why I didn't want to make, like I would buy more of this and make the mittens in the future to have a cute matching set. I didn't want to have matching mittens in a different color. So I chose not to make the mittens that they sent. I chose to use that yarn for a different pair of mittens. So this is also the Onling, and this is in the worsted weight. And I knit these. I just finished them last night. And I'll put them on because they're really cute. These are the Ajax mitts by Stephen Barrett. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. On Instagram, I believe he's Lemon Tree Fjord. And I think there's also a matching hat for these as well, and I have quite a bit of yarn left. So I might make the matching hat. But how cute are these? These are faux cables. Very, very easy instructions on how to make them. So you don't need a cable needle at all. Very easy 6-row repeat. And both mittens are the same. So like it doesn't matter which hand you put them on. They're both knit the same way. I knit them 2 at a time on magic loop. So I wouldn't have a second mitt syndrome situation because I know me. So I did them two at a time, except for the thumbs and the ribbing up here. I did do those 1 at a time, but it was so easy that it didn't matter. I really, really like these. I think they look great. They fit well. The pattern calls for a DK, and like I said, this is worsted. So what I did was I went up a needle size, and then I did the smallest. There's 3 sizes. I did the smallest size, and it worked out perfectly. I think these fit absolutely perfect. They're not, I hate when it gaps up here, and it doesn't, but it's also not too tight. I was a little worried though, because when they were on the needle, if I show you, if I take this off, right, this, well, I guess it doesn't, but this looks tiny to me. When they were hanging off the needles, I was like, there's no way these are going to fit me. And I kept trying them on and just being shocked at how much they stretched. But, you know, it's like a cable, so I shouldn't be that surprised. Like I said, I finished these last night. There's a couple spots like here where I need to close up those holes. You only pick up 1 stitch here in the gusset, which I had a feeling was going to leave some gaps. So I do need to close up those holes and give these a little block. I don't think they need a block, but if I'm going to sew up the holes, I might as well block them too. I don't know, we'll see. But I really, really like them. The pattern was fantastic, super easy to follow. And yeah, there's a matching hat that I might make as well. I do have enough yarn. So, yay! And oh my god, that's it for FOs. Again, if you're new here, I do these podcasts seasonally. So this is everything I've knit from the end of September to the end of the year. So 3 months worth of knitting and spinning. Oh, I did. I'm not going to show it because it's garbage, but I did say last time that one of the things I was considering doing was embroidering a sweater. I bought a little embroidery kit. Sorry, I have a broken nail here and it's really bothering me and catching on things. Ugh, annoying. Anyway, I said I was going to embroider a sweater, and I did. I did a little moth on. Oh, sorry, I'm hitting the microphone. That window is getting annoying. So I did that. I have a green, I think it was the Monday sweater from Petite Knit, and I embroidered a little moth on it. I don't have the embroidery kit in front of me, but I suck at embroidery. So I'm not thrilled with how it turned out, and has nothing to do with the embroidery kit. It's all about me and not being able to embroider. I also think that maybe the instructions said to just knit along the outline. It had one of those stick-on stencils, and it said to just knit along the lines. So you're just kind of doing the outline. I think I shouldn't have done that with this one. I think I should have done, I should have filled in the lines of the wings with like a satin stitch to make it more substantial. I didn't do that. I just followed the instructions, and I don't love it. I don't love it. Again, my embroidery stitching skills have little to be desired, so we'll see. I might rip it out and do it again. I don't know. I just don't think embroidery is my thing, so whatever. Yeah, so on to whips. Yay! So I don't remember if I showed this or not last time. I had started it. But that was the Eugene cardigan, which is this. Look, I actually have a pattern. And this is by Colibri by Joanna. And really, really super cute cabled cardigan. I did her August sweater last summer, and I loved it. I wanted to do something similar. And I bought this yarn at Rhinebeck from Summer Camp Fibers. Let me just show you this yarn first. Oh, look at it. I don't buy a lot of hand dyed yarn. I know it looks like it right now because of all the spinning. The fiber has all been hand dyed because I wanted fun fiber to spin. But normally I don't buy hand dyed yarn anymore for sweaters. It just isn't really my style anymore. It used to really be my style, but now I like my knits to be more neutral and more fit into my wardrobe better, so I can like mix and match anything together. But every so often you need to have a little pop of color. And I saw this yarn in one of the booths at Rhinebeck, and this booth, it's I said, what did I say? Summer Camp Fibers. I got this little bag there as well, and it had this cute little thing on it, and the whole booth was just fluorescent, and my brain was like, oh, must have. So this is a superwash merino Aran weight, and oh my god, I love it. It reminds me of Dunkin' Donuts. So it's so pretty. And I was like, okay, this is going to be the Eugene cardigan. So I am very close to being done with it. It has been in timeout for a little while. This is it. It's really, really nice. I wonder if I could put it on. Well, I know I can on this side. I don't want to. Well, actually, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you why it doesn't matter. It's been on hold because I messed up this sleeve. So I started the sleeve and I did one repeat of this cable right here, and I realized my numbers were all wrong. So I have to rip out this little tiny bit of sleeve and start over. And I got kind of annoyed with it because like this cable, it's easy to remember, but it's just been, it was a lot, and I just got pissed off, to be quite honest with you. So I threw it in the bag and threw it in the corner, and I haven't looked at it since. So what I messed up on is, you can see the side has this rib running down. I didn't realize you're supposed to carry that up the arm too, so I messed it up. Anyway, it is on my list of things to work on very soon. I also did buy, I'm very excited about this, I got these buttons. This one was a freebie that she sent me, but the pink and gold buttons, I bought those for this sweater. This is from the Magpie's Eyes on Etsy. And she has awesome handmade buttons. Love them. Let me just grab this stitch marker that I dropped. So yeah, that's my Eugene cardigan, and I want to finish this cast on that I'm going to show you. I want to make my steps on a new hat, and then I'm going to finish the sweater. That's the plan. We'll see how that goes. And then one more whip. I've been showing this forever because I've been working on it forever, but I did actually finish one of the socks for my husband. These have been on my needles for like a year. I just keep them in my purse, so if I need something to work on while I'm waiting in line for something or whatever, I need mindless knitting, this is always in my purse. So I finished one sock, and I'm getting very close to the heel on the second sock. And yay. This is Patton's Croix sock in the blueberry Bramble, I think it's called. That's actually like a purple color. It looks kind of black, but it's purple. And yeah, so those are coming along. I hope to finish them soon because I did buy him some sock yarn at Rhinebeck that was like very autumnal colors. It was, I don't remember who, but when I get around to casting those socks on, I'll show you. I want to make those socks for him for his birthday, which is in August. So socks, like I said, are something I just keep on the needles. So anyway, yay. All right, last whip. If you're still here, thank you. So this is the last pattern from the Onling Advent Calendar. I didn't cast it on until last night, or this morning really, because it's a color work bag. I'll show you the picture in a second. But I didn't want to be, so we drove to Virginia for Christmas, and I would have been casting this on the weekend before Christmas, but I knew I couldn't read a color work chart in the car. We were in the car for like 11 hours, and actually it was closer to 12. There was no way I could do that. I would get so car sick. I needed something that I could just knit mindlessly in the round that I didn't have to look at. So that's why I cast this on, and I knit all this color work. Well, almost all of it. I got to like here before we got in the car. So I only had to read a few lines of color work before I split for the sleeves and then just knitted the body of this. So this was my car knitting. And so I cast this on finally yesterday. This is the Gigi knitting bag. How cute. And it's like perfect for Valentine's, right? I love it. I love it. So my colors that I picked out. So for the Onling Advent Calendar, you could pick your colors even though you didn't know what the pattern was. So my colors are this, which is really, really pretty. And then it came in one of the little drawstring bags like the other ones did. And then you use this drawstring bag as the liner and the drawstring for the bag. So you sew it on when you're done, which I thought was really cute and clever. It also came with a cute little tag to sew in. All you knit is love. I love that. And then I didn't show all of them because they're actually over here. Each week also came with a little gifty gift. So one was this hand cream, which is from Denmark, and it is Lucia Care Serenity Now Rich Rescue Cream. And it's rosemary, horsetail, aloe vera, calendula, chamomile, shea butter, and olive oil. It's vegan and organic and blah, blah, blah. It smells so good. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do when I run out of this. I'm going to have to order some from Denmark. I love it. It smells so good. And it feels really good on your hands. So I got this. I also got a reusable shopping bag, which I left downstairs. I also got, which I think downstairs, is a little pill remover. Really cute and like pocket sized. So what is that little pill remover that everyone loves? I have one. It's a big one. It's like a big plastic thing with like a gritty, almost like nail file texture on the end, and you just, whatever it is. It's basically that, but like a teeny little hand-sized one, which is cute. And that was the fourth one. This was the second one. I don't remember what came in the first one. Oh, tea. It was really nice tea. I don't know what kind of tea. It was like an Earl Grey, but it smells amazing. And it tasted very good. So that's what came in the advent calendar. Anyway, I cast this on this morning. This is the bottom of my bag. I literally just started the first bit of color work an hour ago. So you do a provisional cast on and you knit up, and then you cast on 10 stitches, and then you pick up the provisional cast on, knit, add 10 stitches, and then you connect them in the round. You get these little holes on the side, but supposedly it's easier to knit it this way than picking up these stitches. And then you connect it in the round, and you just keep knitting up. So that's the bottom of the bag. And it just grows up from there. I am struggling to do this with my knitting needles. I think after this, when I go to finish knitting, I'm going to put this on a very long needle and do this magic loop because I am struggling. I even put smaller needles on and like just trying to, it's difficult. It's easy to do the long ends, but the short ends really hard to get around here. So yeah, like I said, I think I'm going to do this in magic loop. But I love this pattern. It's so cute. So cute. Love, love, love. That's pretty much it. I also got this that I want to show you because it's the cutest freaking thing ever. This is from, I can't remember her name, but she makes really cute. Oh wait, I think, please hold. Haha, Laura Shelley. Okay, so Laura Shelley, you can find her on Instagram. She makes really, really cute little animal things. And I bought this woodblock print from her. I think one of her friends has a stall at Rhinebeck that's all crochet stuff, and she sells some stuff there. I bought this from her last year. I still haven't hung it up. I need to frame it. I don't quite know where I want to put it yet, but in this room, obviously, because it's yellow and everything in here is blue and yellow. I love this so much. Anyway, I started following her on Instagram after Rhinebeck because I thought her stuff was so stinking cute. And she posted that she was going to have these little pin cushions. It's a kitty, Angel Kitty. I had to have it. But most importantly, Angel Kitty has a butthole. And a butthole. I think this is the cutest thing ever. So I got this cute little pin cushion. And I love him. He does have a little face. It's really hard to make out on the camera. You can kind of see it. The shine and the not focusing of the camera is making it very difficult. But in person, you can see his little face. He's so meow. Anyway. So that's that. On to knitting plans. Then we'll be done. Thank you for sticking around. Knitting plans, I'm going to finish the Eugene cardigan. I'm going to make a new hat. I'm going to finish the Gigi bag. Then I'm going to knit the cable sweater out of my hand spun. I think it's going to be the Moby from Petite Knit, but I'm not positive. I got to do a gauge swatch and see how I feel about it. And then I don't know what else I have planned for sweaters. I do have plenty of yarn. I just need to figure out what I want to do. But my next knit, after, I think I gotta do the hat first. This I have to do for my stepson because he really wants it. So I might cast that on today and do that before I finish the Gigi bag. So he has it when he comes back to our house on Monday. But I did just order yarn to make these socks for my mom. So this is Charlotte Stone's second book, Joyful Colorwork Socks. This came out earlier this year, and I had to have it because I have her other one, Charming Colorwork Socks. I love her sock patterns. I have yet to complete a pair of her sock patterns. I have the yarn for this one. I started it. I made a mistake. I threw it in a bin. I also have the yarn for the lavender socks, right? They're in here somewhere. Yeah, here. Blooming Lavender. I have the yarn for this as well, but I have yet to make them. Anyway, you know how it is. But I bought this book right after I saw her on Fruity Knitting, which, by the way, if you're not watching Fruity Knitting on YouTube, you should be. It's one of my favorite. I'm going to call it a show. It is not a podcast. It is a full-on show. If you don't know, it's their full-time job, mother and daughter. It used to be mother and husband and wife. Sadly, he passed away a couple years ago, and the daughter came to take over. And they do interviews with people around the world. They do all kinds of stuff. It is a legit program, like professionally done. It's so good. Highly recommend. And also, they have Patreon. If you can support them on Patreon, highly recommend it. It is their full-time job, and it's such a good show. And there's like 150 episodes of it. Anyway, Charlotte Stone was on Fruity Knitting talking about this book. It was her second time on there. And she also gave some great advice about knitting. But most importantly was these socks. Do you see these? Do you see these? They're called Fashion is My Passion. So if you don't know my mother, she loves to wear red lipstick. I even got this tattoo for her. It's going to be upside down and kind of a mess, but it's red lipstick, and that's her name. It is old, so ignore all the fading and stuff, because, you know, I am also old. But my mom loves her red lipstick. So when I saw these socks, I was like, yes, must make those. So her birthday's in February, so I'm going to do my best to get them done, because I know I'm slow about socks. But I figure I'll do them 2 at a time, so I don't have any issues with the whole second sock syndrome. I ordered yarn from Knit Picks. I wanted a really soft superwash sock yarn because she's very sensitive to wool. And yeah, oh my god, I'm so excited. These are so cute. Yeah, so I will say that Charlotte says in this pattern to use US 1 for the ribbing and stockinette and US 1.5 for the color work. That works out to 2.25 millimeters and 2.5 millimeters. I have made color work socks before, and that's the normal needle size I would use, but they've come out really tight. So I'm going to go up, I might go up to a 2.5. I'm even considering a 3. They're all over color work. So I don't normally have an issue with color work being too tight. I do a ton of color work, but I do that on sweaters. When I have tried it on socks, you can't get them over your heel. So I'm gonna have to be very cognizant of that situation. But yeah, I mean, the color work, you know, it's all over and it looks like crazy, but if you really look at it, I don't think it's really that difficult at all. What was I gonna say about this? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. I'm making these socks. They're very cute. There's also the socks on the front. This is kind of why I bought the book in the first place, was these cat socks. There's also dog socks and frog socks and ladybug socks and cupcake socks and gnomes and pizza. So cute. Charlotte Stone makes the best patterns. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I was working on a petite knit pattern that I kind of abandoned. So I have a bunch of yarn for that sweaters quantity, and I need to figure out what to do. And that's it. Well, I think I'm not going until March, but um, there is a winter's farmers market in Wayland, Massachusetts. It's at that really awesome garden center that is just slipping my mind right now. And they do a winter's farmer market, and one Sunday in January and one Sunday in March, they do a fiber market. And it's very fun. I was going to go in January, but I am planning a Stitch and Bitch movie afternoon. So we're going to actually go, we rented a movie theater and we're going to go to the movies and watch a movie while we knit with the lights on. And it happens to be the same day as that. So I'm not going until March. I'm probably not going to buy more fiber until then. Ugh, hang on, this is driving me nuts. There we go. The sun is setting. And that's it. So if you're still here, wow, thanks. Other than that, I will see y'all in March with all my newest FOs. I hope you have a wonderful new year and happy knitting. Bye.